There's more to imagine when you listen. So let your imagination soar with Audible. Audible has audio titles from every genre that will inspire you to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. As an Audible member, you get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. Enjoy an exciting reawakening of a beloved classic with the Audible original David Copperfield by Charles Dickens, produced by Academy Award-winning director Sam Mendes, starring Ncuti Gatwa, Helena Bonham Carter, and Theo James. This adaptation breathes new life into a familiar tale. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500.
Worried about letting someone else pick out the perfect avocado for your perfect impress them on the third date guacamole? Well, good thing Instacart shoppers are as picky as you are. They find ripe avocados like it's their guac on the line. They are milk expiration date detectives. They bag eggs like the 12 precious pieces of cargo they are. So let Instacart shoppers overthink your groceries so that you can overthink what you'll wear on that third date. Download the Instacart app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders, while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
Canva presents your work horoscope for this week. Deadlines are in retrograde, which we all know can bring some intense energy. Our advice: fend off this forecast with Canva. Like Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks, and Canva docs for clarity in communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like crashing meteors, a tree falling on your house.
No.
A deadly blizzard.
Or the things that just make you wish you were dead.
Powdered hummus.
Ugh.
Naked boyfriends. How about some unwanted breakdancing?
That sounds intriguing.
Well, how about we get to this theme song?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Ground is shaking under our feet, mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. I'm Danielle.
I'm Kristine, and everyone out there, you can find us on Patreon for extended and bonus episodes. I want to thank everyone who's joined us there so far.
Yeah, that's really cool. And we're going to be delivering on those bonus episodes soon.
I'm pretty excited about our first one because
very cool.
it's going to have some canned booze.
Yes, canned booze.
We're doing it at night.
I forgot about the canned booze.
So it's going to be a party.
Yeah, right.
I like a party.
Party in moderation.
Yeah, about half a can and I'm pretty blitzed.
Did you have a good weekend? Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, Jesus.
Well, a lot of things, but my weekend did not start off to a great start because I was meant to go see Magic Mike. I don't know, what's the third one called? Like the
XXL?
final XXL?
Oh, no, the final dance.
The final thighs.
Last chapter, I don't know.
Dick in your face.
Big dicks in your face. I think that's what it's called.
I don't think there's much of that.
Yeah.
Which I think people are
Boo.
Sven was shocked when I told him there aren't any dicks because he was like, oh, because then you go see dicks. And I was like, there are no dicks. Women don't want to see dicks, actually.
No.
We like dicks
not really.
to stay hidden.
So I saw the first one with you.
We saw the first one together?
Yeah, with you and Sarah.
Oh, right.
And it was delightful.
Remember the bathroom?
No.
The woman in the bathroom?
No.
Did you see the movie? That's one of my favorite things that I remember from that experience. Oh, maybe you weren't in the bathroom with us.
Maybe I wasn't.
But it was an older woman, and she turned to us maybe while we were washing our hands and said, did you see the movie?
Oh my God.
It was so adorable.
That is adorable. And then I loved it actually, but
Me too.
I did not see the second one.
Same. So I was meant to meet a few women for my book club for a Galentine's Day movie night. And It was one of those theaters where you can get cocktails. There's a bar in the theater.
Yeah.
And then you can drink cocktails in the movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those theaters that has like couches and good popcorn and good, it's a whole experience. It costs a lot of money, but it's like special.
Right. Well, I mean, anything for Magic Mike.
Right?
Right.
You know how much I love Channing Tatum. I do not. However, it's kind of one of those movies that I think you can half enjoy it and half laugh at it.
Yes.
So I was very excited.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time thinking about what I was going to wear
Okay.
to a movie.
Why were you like going to be one of those ladies on the loose?
No,
like
it's
I'm wearing heels and jeans.
Never heels.
Okay.
These feet are never going to see heels again.
Okay.
More like I'm meeting friends. I want to look cute.
Right.
Get in my car, driving along, get on the freeway, kabang.
Kabang, you say?
Car jerks hard to the left, and I realize I've blown a tire.
Oh my God.
First time in my life.
That sucks.
And
On
it
the
was
freeway.
Yeah. Luckily I was on an entrance ramp that was sort of going towards Pasadena. So it wasn't a lot of there wasn't a lot of traffic.
So wait, so what did you do?
Well, I waited until I was sure there were no cars behind me, and then I moved over to the right because I was on the left, which didn't seem like the side I wanted to be on.
Okay.
So I moved over to the right. Luckily there was enough of a, would you call it a berm?
Shoulder?
Shoulder. That's the right word.
Okay.
And I called Sven
Yeah.
and said, can you call roadside assistance? Because I didn't have a AAA card in my wallet
Oh.
for some reason. I don't know why.
Chris.
I know. I moved it for all my Madewell
Come
discount
on.
cards.
Well, you have priorities.
Of course. And then I texted the group and I was like, sad face, sad face, sad face. This doesn't look likely that I'm going to make it. In my brain, I was like, can I just leave the car here?
Yeah, right.
And
hitch a
Uber
ride.
somehow? Like, can I
Right.
call an Uber to the side of the road?
I need to go see a movie.
I'm going to be late.
Oh.
But no, I was so...
And you spent all that money on the great seats and the...
Yes. You can't get a refund, it turns out. I was so sad.
I bet.
And newer cars, because I have a newer Prius, which I'm in love with. I love my car.
Okay.
They don't come with a spare tire.
Yeah, I know. Although I don't think any new cars
They don't do that
It's
anymore.
really weird. I don't understand the
They're like,
rationale.
you're going to get a tow.
Yeah.
So it had to be towed to a tire place, and then I had to go in the morning and get new tires.
So Sven picked you up from the tire place, I guess.
Yeah.
So why did it blow?
Who knows?
Because like when you run over a nail, it doesn't blow. It just, has a slow leak.
It was also shredded, like down. It was a giant shred down to the like bone of the metal part. What's that called? The
Rim?
Thank you. Words escape me sometimes.
That's okay.
The rim.
That extends my knowledge of cars, by the way.
Okay.
That's it.
We're tapped out.
Extends, exhausts.
Nice pun.
Oh, God. I swear to God, I didn't even mean it.
Well,
I just used the wrong words.
I love when there's an accidental
Accidental
pun.
pun.
They're my favorite. It's a mystery that it was that bad.
So maybe you ran over something. Was there a spike strip in the middle of the...
You know what? I did the day before
Oh,
go
got
in
it, got it,
reverse
got it,
over
got
a
it,
do
got
not enter.
I think we've solved the mystery.
Well, a couple days before I was driving Alex's friend home up in the hills, and there I did drive over a very large pothole accidentally. But I mean, you don't think, oh, that's going to blow a tire. But then when I was talking with the tow truck driver,
Yeah.
saying like, I don't know, how could this happen? He was like, well, potholes can be a thing. And so I don't know.
Well,
it
listen,
happens.
I haven't seen it. If you would still like to see it in a movie theater with alcohol and comfy seats, I will go with you.
I think we should do it.
I will absolutely go with you.
Great.
Let's make a date.
It's a date.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was ruined,
That sucks.
But that's okay. I'm trying to think if I did watch some other movies. Do you want
Yeah.
to hear about the movies
Sure.
I saw? Okay. I saw most of She Said.
Okay. Why just most?
Well, then Alex came out of her room because she had been hanging out in there watching something.
Okay.
And I realized she was watching Magic Mike.
Yeah.
And she was like, no more dicks. It started to get a little too much sexual assault for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, gotcha.
What I saw, I liked.
Okay.
You know,
I haven't seen it.
I was interested. I mean, I already know the story. I've read their work. I've enjoyed their work.
Yes. This is the Weinstein
case, which I followed the Ronan Farrow
I was going to say,
investigation.
I read the Ronan Farrow book.
And I followed the two women, Jodi Kantor and I can't think of the other woman's name, but what I really liked about the movie, what I saw so far, was that it actually does a really good job of showing how hard it is for these two women who have young children to juggle,
that's interesting.
Their reporting and their duties as mothers with young children. And I kept thinking, like, this is so different than watching Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford and All the President's Men. They're not like, you know what? I have
to get home.
I have to check with my wife.
I'll meet you in the garage, but first I need to go pick up the kids.
I have to feed the baby, and then maybe I can go to Washington. Like, maybe I can fly to Virginia. Like,
that's so funny.
With all of their stuff, you know, their boss is like, can you fly to Europe? And she's like, well, let me check with Bill. Like, you know, I have to arrange childcare.
That's amazing.
So
that's so good.
And it makes you realize, like, you never have to do this when you're a male reporter.
Right.
So there's that. That's interesting.
I also saw some movies.
Let's hear it.
Oliver and I went to see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
That's what we were supposed to do.
Wait, you didn't do it?
No, my kids were not behaving, and we couldn't take them out in public.
I'm sorry.
I know. I was really excited to see it in a theater because I saw it in a theater originally in 2000.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Holds up.
I bet.
It's fantastic.
I bet.
And there was a family like a few rows in front of us. There weren't that many people in the theater, but there was a family a few rows in the front of us, and they were having some sort of discussion, and I was like, oh, I bet I know what this fucking is. This is, the kids didn't know it was, or no one knew that there were subtitles, and they're having an argument, and then the mom and the daughter left, and then the mom and the daughter came back, and I was like so annoyed. So Oliver later told me that's exactly what happened. He actually heard what they said, and that is what happened. The girl was trying to convince the boy, don't you want to leave? There's subtitles through the whole thing. And he was like, no, I want to watch it. Like, they were old enough to read.
I know how to read.
Yeah, no, I think they were both old enough to read, but like they didn't want to read a movie. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, it was great. Yes. Oliver loved it. And I felt very vindicated because at first he was like, I don't know. And then he looked it up. He's like, Mom, I looked it up. Yeah, I think it'll be my thing.
I verified through the internet.
But it's so good. It's so good. And the weird thing is, I mean, I'm no expert, but to me, the effects look better than they do now. Like, the effects are so good. You believe every single moment that they're flying around and that they're in trees, and like, it's so well done.
I'm so happy you did that.
I know.
Oh,
then
I want to do that.
Yeah, you should. Well, make them shape up or ship out.
I'm thinking of making the move out.
Ship out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's occurring.
Send them to a boarding school together, so that they, as punishment.
Maybe I will. I got to look up local boarding schools.
Local boarding schools
near me.
Can afford. Right. Should we get into today's topic? I feel like maybe we should.
We can.
Or do you have more?
Yeah.
Do you have more to say about your weekend?
I mean, I always have more to talk about, but we can save it for later because we should get to the topic.
Let's.
Listen, I know we all live in sunny Southern California.
Yes.
But not all of our listeners do.
No.
And unless you plan on spending the rest of your life in Fiji and never leaving Fiji, you could be in danger of a blizzard.
Oh.
Now, you know, we've covered avalanches and we've covered hypothermia, so we have a little information about some danger from freezing and nakedness and burrowing, and we know those kind of things.
Yes.
So this is like a companion piece.
Okay.
But if you're like me, you've already forgotten all of that.
Yes, except for the naked burrowing.
No,
how could one ever forget that?
I think of anything we've talked about on any of our episodes, that is the most imprinted on my brain. Like that,
and the most disturbing.
That might be some of the last words I utter on my deathbed.
Naked burrowing.
Don't let me nakedly burrow.
Yep.
Let me put on my glasses.
Okay.
Because I need to look at my notes. And now you become very fuzzy over there. So, Do you guys have any idea what the difference is between a regular snowstorm and a blizzard?
Blizzard you can get at Dairy Queen.
Yeah, it doesn't fall out of the cup.
It doesn't fall out of the cup. Is that their thing? You turn it upside down and it stays?
To me, that's
think that's
then
a
just
blizzard.
ice cream.
Yeah, I don't think I want to shake that thick.
I don't want to work that hard for my shake.
No, I don't want to suck my whole mouth into my brain.
No, I don't want to be sick afterwards.
I'm sorry. What is the difference between a snowstorm and a blizzard?
Well, the National Weather Service says a blizzard must have large amounts of falling snow or blowing snow, winds greater than 35 miles per hour. That's 56 kilometers per hour for our non-Americans, and visibility of less than a quarter mile at least 3 hours.
Okay.
Those are some facts. I'm just throwing some facts.
Sure.
You can also have something called a ground blizzard, and that's when snow is already on the ground and the winds are blowing the snow that's already there.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it doesn't even have to be snowing.
Okay.
So they can make driving very dangerous, blizzards, but they can also make anyone walking very disoriented. So that can make it really easy for someone to get lost, put you in danger. You've also got the mix of freezing temperatures, intense winds, which produces the dangerous wind chills. And what does that create? Hypothermia and frostbite.
Ooh.
And burrowing.
Burrowing.
And then, yes, we get to the burrowing very fast, right? We know that can happen really fast. If you're taking a road trip, you want to check your weather conditions a week in advance. And we know you can do that. 'Cause It's on your phone. We all... I mean, who doesn't have a phone that doesn't have weather on it? I don't know. Probably no one that's listening to this show. Keep checking day by day for changes. If things start to look bad, you want to make a plan B for your travel. And not just like, you want to make the plan B the entire route because maybe you're going to go through some mountains.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck in any mountains during a blizzard.
So I got to know 2 ways to go?
Well, if the first route looks treacherous.
Okay.
With snow type conditions.
All right.
Even if it's fall, spring, summer, don't think you're safe.
Oh. I thought I was safe for a second.
You're
I was
not.
fooled.
You are not.
Gosh darn it.
I don't know if you know
I
this
don't.
show.
No.
You are never safe.
safe.
Perhaps you have planned a hike in the Sierra Nevadas.
Okay.
I'm sure neither of you have, but perhaps, maybe, Garen, you've met a nice gentleman and he's planned the hike.
He wants to meet you out in the woods.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds good.
we bundle up. Sounds like.
It's all nice and cozy during the fall day,
No.
but that sun goes down,
tricks you.
you're in freezing temperatures. Don't be fooled. NOAA has 9 winter forecast tools you can check online to see what might be ahead. NOAA is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. I had to look that up. I didn't know what NOAA was.
It has 9. I'm sorry, what?
Winter forecast tools.
Oh, okay.
So if you're like, I looked at the weather app and I don't feel like that's enough,
Okay.
you can look at these winter forecast
right.
tools. Here's where blizzards are most common. As we have already established, Dairy Queen.
Yes. Right.
Also,
number 1.
Yep.
Take cover.
Upper Midwest and Great Plains.
Okay.
So, you know, where Garrett and I are from. We get
Sure.
a lot of blizzards. But can occur in most areas of the country except the Gulf Coast, which is Florida, right?
Yep.
And coastal California.
Okay.
So not here where we live, but you get away from the coast, you get blizzards and Trump signs. Get a lot of you get MAGA country and blizzards.
Coastal California is away from the coast?
No, I'm
there's
saying
no blizzards
I'm
in
saying
coastal California.
there's no blizzards in coastal California. Get away from the coast.
Got it. Okay.
This is according to Michael Mucilli. I think I'm saying his name right. Meteorologist with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, National Weather Service. Elsewhere in the world, you'll encounter them in Russia,
Yes, that makes sense.
Central and Northeastern Asia, including China.
Yes.
Northern Europe,
Sure.
Canada,
Duh.
and Antarctica.
Okay.
So all the places we're dying to go.
Right.
All right, let's talk a little bit about fashion. We love to talk about fashion
We
on
do.
this show. Oh, that reminds me.
Oh,
I have a quick
when's our show coming out?
our show. Our fashion show?
No, I meant Real Housewives of.
Oh, yeah. We got to find out. Is
New
it?
York.
It's not already out. We're missing it, is it?
I think it's March.
We'd know. Okay. I have a fashion question.
Yes.
So I saw this. I hearted this sweater I like on Poshmark.
Yeah.
And then I worried because I already have a sweater with a dog on it.
Okay.
This sweater also has a dog on it. How many dog sweaters can you have before you become like that dog sweater lady?
2.
Oh, so I could
think you can
potentially
have
get
2.
the second
Yes,
one?
absolutely.
All right, I'm going to show it to you guys, and you
Okay.
can tell me if it's like cute and hip or if it's getting into like old lady territory.
It's so weird being this age because
I know.
everything. I think that all the time now when I look at clothes, I'm like, it just takes on a different meaning
Yes.
when you wear something that you. Yeah.
Because on like this sweater, I'm thinking on like a 27-year-old
Right.
in Highland Park with like Levi's and cute boots
Yeah.
would look hip and like very cool. But then on me, I'm like, it could look just like I'm a dowdy Midwestern old lady.
See, that's what I worry about too. Here's the thing: you live in Los Angeles, so you have a lot more leeway.
That's true.
Than other places, I
That's
think.
true. All right, I'm gonna share it. Maybe I'll share it with everyone, and we can do a poll. Vote on this.
Should Chris get this sweater?
Vote on this Poshmark sweater. Aren't you guys dying to make this decision for me? Oh my God, can I just like make everyone
Make out
vote
your decisions.
on everything in my life?
There you go.
That feels easy. I like that feeling. Okay. Fashion. The American Red Cross says to wear layered clothing, mittens, gloves, hat. Not mittens and gloves.
No, that would make it hard.
This is also important. I think we've covered this on another episode about hypothermia. Mittens better than gloves.
Oh, right, because your fingers are touching each other, keeping each other warm.
It keeps them warmer, and then there's less on the outside, I guess.
That's so interesting.
Outer garments should be tightly woven and water repellent.
Okay.
Obviously, we know the mittens and the gloves and the hat will prevent the loss of body heat.
Yes.
It's important to bring along winter clothing, even if it's not that cold or threatening, as you depart, or you just plan on staying in your car. So if you're just doing a drive, you know, you're going to drive, maybe you're taking a drive cross country to meet up with somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody you met online, Garen.
Well, you really want him to meet suspicious men, I think.
Not suspicious.
In the woods, off the internet.
Yeah.
Across the country. I'm just thinking of Garen's life adventures, you know? What kind of, you and I, we're settled.
We're done.
So-
we are road.
We're cooked.
Put away.
Our lives are finished.
Yeah. Burnt.
So who are we going to meet across the country? Nobody.
No.
You, though.
Yeah. You could fall for so many scams.
Yes, you could be
certainly can.
taken advantage of in so many ways.
But in so many
Cults.
states.
Yes.
Cults, yeah.
So many opportunities for you to be torn apart.
All the days.
The days you have ahead of you, Garen.
Yeah.
Dress in several layers of loose-fitting, lightweight clothing instead of a single heavy layer. So you need lots of dog sweaters on top of each other.
100%. And maybe even a dog.
Ooh, a little dog on your lap.
Yeah.
Maybe one on your head.
Oh,
Its little paws
cute.
tied under your neck.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be cute. Okay. Here's another reason to layer. You might need to take a layer or two off to avoid overheating, perspiring too much, and then subsequently getting chilled.
Yeah, that happens to me. Sure.
Yes, you know this feeling. You don't want to get chilled. You don't want to catch a chill.
No, this is why now, because I used to sleep in like a shirt and a sweatshirt.
Yes.
Now I take off the sweatshirt when I go to bed because I get too sweaty.
I know that feeling.
And cold, wet, gross.
I've had experiences. Now, I don't know if this is night sweats
Right.
or if the heat's just up too high, but I suspect it's night sweats.
Uh-oh.
Where everything's just sweaty. Do people want to know this?
I don't know, but we know now.
Here's a good tip. I think this is a really good tip.
Okay.
It's such a good tip. I wrote, here's a good tip. That's
editorialized?
That's an original Kimmel.
Okay.
So dumb. Okay. The Red Cross also says to cover your mouth to protect your lungs from severely cold air. Don't gulp in deep breaths of frigid air and talk as little as possible.
So when they say cover your mouth, are they talking about a scarf over your mouth? Are
Yeah.
they talking about could we wear one of our masks?
Sure. If you still have those around. Hippie.
Yes, I know. I look like a freak everywhere I go, but I am still wearing it.
A gaiter, you know, like a neck gaiter.
Yeah,
You know, keep something in your car.
Duct tape.
duct tape yourself.
Yeah.
And I was thinking also, we've established you should have a wool blanket in your trunk because of the fire thing.
Oh, yes.
In case you have to run through flames.
Yes. What if that happens?
You will. Look, guys, if you've decided to stay in Southern California, you're going to have to run through a fire tornado.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, sooner or later.
So that's good to have it too.
Yeah.
Because you can cover yourself with it if you're in your car and you're freezing. All right, you're going to go on a road trip.
Yeah.
Garen,
Let's do it.
you're going to meet somebody.
Putting on my Explorer and Grinder right now. Here we go.
You met a nice fella on Grindr.
You're putting your car on Grindr? Wait, what did you say?
Putting Explore so you can check other cities.
Yes.
Other areas.
That's what explore means on Grindr?
Yeah.
Oh, for a second I got excited. I thought you had a car.
Okay, make sure you have a fully stocked safety kit before you head out. Muchili says the kit should include, all right, survival blanket,
Yes.
road salt and a shovel,
Okay.
a scraper,
Yes.
jumper cables,
Yes.
drinking water, a repair kit, a flashlight and road flares, a cell phone charger. All right. Also, fill your wiper fluid and check your tire pressure, tire tread, and oil before leaving.
You should do that just before you go to a movie.
I should.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know what happened to my wiper fluid?
Oh no, what happened?
A rat chewed through the thing, the case.
No.
And, because they like that sweet, sweet taste because they're dumbasses. Everybody's like, rats are so smart. They're not.
Well, does it kill them?
I hope it killed it because then I had to replace it and it was like $400.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I was kidding
For like
you.
a little plastic thing to
Yeah.
hold your wiper fluid?
Yeah. I think it was that
shit.
much. I can't remember
That's
now.
a lot.
But it was a lot. Okay, so have all that stuff in your car. Have all those things checked. I mean, you should do all that anyway before you're going to go on a road trip. What if you run into bad weather?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this whole episode's about, blizzards. If the weather becomes too severe to continue driving, pull over, and if possible, move your car to the closest gas station or hotel and ride out the storm.
Right.
What if your car gets stuck in the snow? If conditions are safe enough, you can attempt to shovel out your tires and throw down sand, throw down sand, rock salt, dirt, cardboard, or kitty litter
Oh yeah.
to give your vehicle more traction.
Okay.
Okay. So if I'm trying to think, I just saw that in a movie where somebody got their car unstuck with cardboard. Oh, I think it was Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
Where she helps get out the other her nemesis.
Is this the current season, the most recent season? Yeah, we gave up.
I don't know why we didn't.
Yeah, we watched literally part of the first one.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm done.
I
am done.
It's a lot of like torture porn on women.
Well, yeah, and also I don't know. I couldn't stick with it anymore. I didn't like where her character was going.
It feels very much like she gets away with so many things that she would have already been hung for.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's inconsistent, the punishment for her, where it's like, and there's so much torture of the women that I just feel like it's so gratuitous.
Aren't they already out of the... It's her leaving Canada and going back, right?
Yeah, but then it's like she gets...
Or did she get caught again?
It's just a mess.
It's just stay in Canada, ding dong.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if this does not work, call for roadside assistance or emergency services. Otherwise, stay inside your vehicle except long enough to set road flares or put out a colorful cloth. Keep a colorful cloth in your car.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Maybe a pride flag.
All right.
You can put that out, and then you're also
Then you could...
being an ally.
Yeah.
Right, Gary?
Until
Yeah.
you start wiping your tires with it.
Yeah, and then
People
that seems disrespectful
Yeah.
to the
Also,
movement.
Maybe be careful what area you're in if you're gonna.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ooh, almost all areas where you're going to hit a lot of snow.
Yeah, don't. Okay, ixnay on
Never mind.
Here's an idea. If you've already got the pride flag, just cut it up into strips and have multiple colored,
Yeah.
There you go.
single color strips.
Yes, we don't want you to get murdered.
No, that's worse.
Here I am giving bad advice. Classic Kimmel.
Kimmel. Original.
Kimmel original. Contact emergency services. Okay. With as much information. That's like, of course you're going to do that. What are you going to not tell them where you are? Okay. Here, the National Weather Service says, do not leave your vehicle to walk for help during a blizzard.
Okay.
You could get disoriented. You
Hell
should
yeah.
Okay, this is an important tip.
Yeah.
Run the motor about 10 minutes each hour for heat.
Okay.
But open the window a crack for fresh air.
Oh, okay.
Clear snow away from the exhaust pipe if possible.
All right.
Because you don't want to do like I think cars burn so clean now that it would be really hard for you to accidentally,
Asphyxiate?
poison yourself with carbon monoxide at this point. But maybe you're in an old truck.
Yeah.
Maybe you have one of those like 1982 Chevy pickups.
Right.
Don't do that.
Okay. Roll down your window.
Roll down your window crack. Okay. Maybe you're not in your car. Maybe you're camping, you're hiking, you're backcountry skiing. You're doing an outdoor activity. You want to have some safety gear. Obviously, you're going to be wearing the proper footwear.
Yes.
I have to tell you guys, I can't tell you the amount of times I've been on a hike with my family.
Yeah.
We like to go, there's a place like Switzer Falls. It's in the Angeles Crest Forest.
Okay.
It's a beautiful hike. You hike down, down, down into the mountains. You end up at a beautiful waterfall. It's a miles-long hike. It's not an easy hike.
Okay.
Sometimes you're in the beating hot sun.
Wow.
We've seen rattlesnakes, the kids play in the river. We've been walking down, and there's a big sort of cement walkway you can take for a good amount down into it. This is primarily women, so I don't want to shade women. I never want to, but I have to in this case.
Oh.
Wearing
flip-flops.
Heels even.
No,
These are usually grandmothers who are wearing these little like small clickety-clack kind of sandals that have a little heel on the back.
I know what you're talking about.
Or a couple where I'm like, did she think she was going on a date where it was like a walk and he didn't tell her it's a hike? And now she's going to just go into this hike not knowing what's...
Are you kidding?
I am not kidding.
I don't understand where people wear heels to the movies.
Every time I've been on a hike and I've seen somebody in crazy shoes, and I think to myself, why doesn't somebody stop her and tell her this is never okay? Like,
this is
for one, it's super dangerous.
Super
because
dangerous.
There are actual like poisonous snakes.
It's just so stupid.
And it's really bad for you to fall.
Yeah,
you could break an ankle. Like, then somebody has to come in on a helicopter and get you out of there. Okay.
That's just mind-boggling to me.
It is to me too. And it's like, Anyway. Okay, proper footwear.
Okay.
So, no sandals, obviously, in the snow. Wear some boots that are going to keep your feet
Treads.
warm. Enough water and food, a headlamp and a lighter, a whistle. Is
that's
very
a really good
important
idea.
Because it's better for if you get lost in the snow and you're disoriented and you're in the mountains and they're looking for you, you first of all might be too weak to scream, and also a whistle's louder.
It's really smart.
First aid kit, a map or other navigation tools, because guess what? Your phone doesn't work a lot of the times.
Yeah.
You'll lose phone service. This happens to a lot of people. A lot of people take more risks now. I've read about this. Because of cell phones.
That makes sense.
They'll hike longer. They'll think they have a sense of safety that they didn't have before because of their phones.
Right.
And so they're out longer. They don't take as much water. They're not preparing as much because they think they have this sense of security with their phones. Guess what? You're going to not.
Yeah.
Your phone isn't going to tell
Scary.
you. So a map. This is stuff that is a little more intense. A transceiver to transmit your location in case you are trapped in an avalanche. We talked about this on the avalanche episode. So I think this is more like you're going to go backcountry skiing.
Yeah.
Or you're going to go hiking in an area where it's prone to avalanche. But I mean, honestly, an avalanche can happen. You're driving through the mountains.
Right.
A probe. I don't know what a difference is between a transceiver and a probe. But a probe sounds more invasive.
Sure.
A probe to pinpoint your exact location. This feels,
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. I don't want one.
No. Maybe you do in this case.
Maybe, this time I'll be okay with it. A shovel to dig out. An airbag pack to increase your chances of staying near the surface of an avalanche. Now, this is another avalanche thing. So, I would just say be aware if you're going into a situation where there are avalanches.
Yes.
Never hike or ski alone, and make sure someone knows where you are going. If you're at a ski resort, this is what you want. A fully charged cell phone in an inner pocket. I didn't know this. The cold can quickly sap your battery if it's in an outdoor pocket.
Oh, okay.
Not an outdoor pocket.
An outside pocket.
My pocket's outdoors. An outer pocket.
Gotcha.
Okay, a whistle. We already talked about this. A space blanket. Those are those Mylar blankets. They fold up very thin. Stick one in your backpack with your other stuff. Okay. Worst case scenario, you're stuck in the blizzard and you have no shelter. This is what you do. Try to find shelter. Can't find shelter? See if you can make a lean-to, windbreak, or snow cave for protection from the wind.
Snow cave. Okay.
Build yourself a little snow cave. Try to set a
That's
fire.
gonna be hard with mittens.
I know.
Just saying.
Just do a little burrowing.
Okay.
Not the naked kind.
Naked kind, yeah.
If there are rocks nearby, put those around the fire to retain heat if you can set the fire, right?
Okay.
Even low-hanging tree branches could provide some protection. If you're out of water, melt the snow. We know not to eat the snow.
Right. That's right.
Lowers your body temperature.
Right.
Try to move your arms and legs, fingers and toes to keep your blood pumping and stay warm, but don't overdo it. So the strain from the cold and the hard labor may cause a heart attack. Sweating could lead to a chill and hypothermia. So move a little, not too much.
Louise.
I know it's like a weird balancing act.
Oh my God. Okay.
Who's ready for a story?
Me.
All right. Frozen Stiff, a true story of winter survival.
Ooh.
Get ready.
Sounds sexy.
Guys, get ready to get horny.
Okay.
On December 20, 1980, 19-year-old Jean Hillard's car slid off a remote country road just south of Langby, Minnesota in the middle of the night. This was familiar territory for her, and she decided to walk to the house of a friend, cattle rancher and butcher Wally Nelson, 2 miles away. There were, however, 2 major problems. One was that the temperature that night was down to 22 Fahrenheit below zero. Second, she was not adequately dressed for such extreme cold. She was wearing cowboy boots, a coat, and mittens. About 15 feet from Nelson's house, Hillard tripped and crawled on her hands and knees to his doorstep, where she collapsed. There she remained for the rest of the night.
Oh my God.
Some 6 hours with her eyes frozen wide open.
Wait, what? That's a thing? Come on.
It's a thing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Okay, at about 7 a.m., Nelson looked out and saw her. In a January 2018 interview with Minnesota Public Radio, Nelson recalled the moment. I was so damn surprised when I saw that little hunk out in the yard. I grabbed her by the collar and skidded her into the porch. I thought she was dead. Froze stiffer than a board, but I saw a few bubbles coming out of her nose.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
With the help of his companion, Nelson immediately attempted to lift Hilliard into a car to take her to the hospital. She was frozen too stiff to bend, so he had to fit her into the back seat diagonally.
Like a trip to IKEA.
Yes.
Just gotta keep...
Yeah.
You did it from that end. I'll get it from this end.
Imagine. I have to find that radio interview. P.S. Nelson brought Hilliard to nearby Foston Hospital. Her pulse measured barely 12 beats per minute. Normal is 65 to 80.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Her skin was too stiff to be punctured by a hypodermic needle. Her body... Her body temperature was too low to be registered on a thermometer. Her face was ashen and her eyes were solid and unresponsive to light.
Sorry. Wait a second. I know you already said, okay, so all the fluids in her eyes are frozen.
Her eyes are frozen.
Okay.
After 2 to 3 hours of gradual warming, Hilliard began to thaw out. By around noon, she was conversing with nurses and others. The miracle was that she suffered only the...
Did they just leave her out on the counter?
Yeah. They put her in a Ziploc bag and in the sink.
Why do people do that in the sink? Because it gets messy if it melts or something?
Do what? Thaw their
food out in the sink. Yeah.
Well,
instead of on the counter, like on a
because you're supposed to do it in cold water.
Oh, you put cold water. Okay. All right.
Okay. By around noon, she was okay. The miracle was that she suffered only the numbing of several of her toes and seemed to have no permanent effects. She has never had any recall of the event. It was like I fell asleep and woke up in the hospital. she told NPR.
So when did she blinked for the first time, did the like shards of ice go through her eyeballs?
How weird would your eyes feel?
Horrible. Dry, so dry.
Did you ever imagine that you could freeze solid into like an IKEA furniture piece?
No.
That somebody has to put you in a car diagonally?
So she was just fine.
She was just fine.
Did they put a blanket over her to warm her up? It must have something to warm her up.
I mean, I think they had to do it very slowly, right? Because we've talked about this before. If you put somebody in like too warm, they go in, they have like a shock or have a heart attack or some other medical thing.
Jesus Christ.
I thought that I looked up so many like survival stories.
This is the winner.
That were, interesting, but I was like, I couldn't get the image of her eyes being frozen shut out of my head.
Open.
Or frozen open. And just being frozen like that on somebody's front porch. Gradually.
She got so close.
Freezing.
That is unbelievable.
And it being fine. It's like crazy to me.
Well, good for her. I'm glad she's okay.
I'm so
that's
glad.
Unbelievable.
I have a lot of questions about this story, though. Like, why is she walking 2 miles if it's negative 22 degrees?
I don't think she knew, though.
You don't know when you first walk out the door?
1980. I mean, you would know.
Oh, that's right. Temperatures were different in 1980.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
It was
1980.
Like secondhand smoke wasn't dangerous, and 22 degrees wasn't a thing.
Sometimes pregnant women would go outside at 22 degrees. Doctors would conduct surgeries in 22 degrees.
It was a different time.
It's different. Life is different then.
It was a different time, Garen.
That is, but he brings up a very good point. I don't understand it.
Well, what I was trying to say was, you wouldn't necessarily feel you can. Haven't you ever been out in the cold and you weren't sure how cold it was, and then you're like, oh my God, it's so much colder than I thought, or she might not have been aware of how cold it was,
right?
And some people aren't.
If you live
sensitive
there, you're used to it,
to the cold, and
right.
She was like, oh, it's not that far. I can just walk. Maybe she just wasn't as aware, I think, of the danger.
2 miles though, I get like
you get
anxious
winded.
if I have to go to the corner for a drink.
Right.
Like, I don't want to walk that far.
Well, maybe we should up your dosage of medication and up your walking.
Yeah, I need to triple it, to be honest.
Jeez, you don't need a car. You need to be walking more.
Garen,
I do.
You know what? I have started training for a half marathon.
What?
Wow.
I'm gonna walk it. I'm gonna have because I can't run. But I've started walking 3 miles every other day.
Wow.
And you could join me in my training.
Come on, Garen.
Yeah, I could. I definitely could do that.
You could think about it.
All right. Well, on that note, you think about it. You go shop online for some proper shoes to walk 3 miles a day. And
every other day.
Every other day.
Sandals, right?
Yeah, high heels. I know what you're talking. You're talking about like when you go to get your nails done, and those women, they wear. For some reason, they always wear those kind of shoes.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah, the high-heeled, like, flip-flop, almost. Not the high-heeled flip-flop. I know what you're talking about.
They have, like, a flat, square back.
Yes, yeah.
They're only sold at little old lady shoe stores.
Right. Yes.
I assume.
Right. Okay, we'll be right back with our guest.
Are you struggling to close deals? Cold outreach is wasting the time of both the buyer and seller at every stage, especially when sellers are using shallow and outdated data. Your organization can overcome these challenges with technology that translates comprehensive, high-quality buyer data into real-time insights. These deeper insights empower sales reps and teams to adopt the habits of top performers, which leads to better outcomes, like more pipeline, higher win rates, and larger deals. We call this deep sales. And we've built the first deep sales platform with the next generation of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Right now, you can try LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get a 60-day free trial at linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial for a 60-day free trial. Let LinkedIn Sales Navigator help you sell like a superstar today. Just go to linkedin.com/trial and get started.
Imagine the softest sheets you've ever felt. Now imagine them getting even softer over time. That's what you'll feel with Boll & Branch's best-selling signature sheets in 100% organic cotton. In a recent customer survey, 96% replied that Boll & Branch sheets get softer with every wash. Start getting your best night's sleep in sheets that get softer and softer for years to come. Try their sheets with a 30-night guarantee. Plus, get 15% off with your first order at bowlandbranch.com. Code WONDERY15. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Welcome back to How to Survive. Chris, how did that granola bar treat you?
Wow. Who doesn't love a granola bar?
It's very nostalgic. I mean, to me, that green the foil.
Particular granola bar.
Yeah, the Hidden Valley.
Yes.
Isn't that, not Hidden Valley, what's it called? Hidden something Valley.
Nature's
Valley.
Thank you.
Nature's Valley.
Can I say that?
Yes, of course you're allowed to talk. Yeah, Nature's Valley
guest.
granola bar is a huge part of my life.
You get 2 for 1.
I know. They're very satisfying.
They can keep coming out with granola bars, but I'm going to tell you something.
Always
That's
go.
the one that tastes the most like food.
Yes.
The rest of them, I'm always like, I just ate chemicals.
Oh,
I feel like I just ate chemicals.
You mean the flavor or the brand?
Every other granola bar.
Oh, okay.
But efficiency chemicals for the
Yes.
human form
Yeah, exactly.
to optimize.
Hi. I'm going to bring in our guest.
Let's do it.
Eliza Skinner is a very talented writer and comedian. She has a new album called Regarding My Lovers, and you can find it everywhere albums are sold. I also have to mention her show, Earth to Ned. I think my kids, would 10-year-olds be loving
Yes.
Earth to Ned? Because I think my kids thoroughly enjoyed the show.
good.
So thank you for show running and writing it. And guess what?
Start our own podcast.
Thank you. That was where I was getting to next. 9 Plays, 30 Days. Would you tell us about your new podcast?
Sure. Yeah, it's co-hosted by me and Brandon Bird, who's a writer, and it's about Canopy. That's Canopy with a K, the streaming app, which is a streaming app from your local library. So once you sign up with your library card, you get 9 free plays each month.
Okay.
Free plays of what?
Movies, TV series,
Oh.
short films, all the stuff that, based like when you would have gone to the library and gone to the AV section.
Yes.
The type of stuff that they had there.
Okay.
They've got it streaming. And we're
how
like, how come
fun.
people don't know about this?
Yeah.
This is like great. And you also, not only is it free, but you get to see, it's got a very weird selection, like mainstream Oscar movies, but then also weird educational stuff and small documentaries and art films and lots of art films. And so co-hosting it with an artist is like, okay, we're gonna watch this thing about site-specific mud sculptures. Great. I want to learn.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. What a great idea for a podcast.
It's been fun. And we also were like, well, geez, everything's getting so expensive now with streaming and stuff. People should know about this free one. Like, I'm a big fan of the library and people using their library. And
I love the library. I'm a big library nerd and make my kids
I was gonna say,
use it all the time.
I miss the days when I would bring my son to the library. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that dusty library smell.
Yes, I loved it. And now, of course, I use the Libby app, which
Libby is great also.
Yeah,
for
my
audiobooks and
I just
digital
do it
books.
for book books.
Yeah.
I mean, for digital books. When you said Canopy, I couldn't for a second place what that meant. I may need to eat, and
it's with a K,
right? But my brain went to canapé.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, it's a show about hors d'oeuvres. That sounds good as well.
Maybe I should do that too.
Maybe it's a sister show.
That'll be our Patreon. Yeah, canapé podcast.
Yes. So, oh my God, this is just writing itself.
Yeah.
This is a really good idea.
One bite.
Yes.
7 days, maybe, like each week.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I'm probably going to do it. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm taking it.
May I suggest the Trader Joe's frozen food section? They have a lot of good.
There's little tiny the
pastries.
Oh, I was
feta.
I was thinking the little tiny tacos.
Oh yes, I have bought those. Yes. Well, in the first half of our show, we talked about how to survive a blizzard, and now we're going to talk about how to survive a blizzard in real life, 4-day blizzard. With our guests. So walk us through it, Eliza.
Well, when I was in college, I went to college in the mountains of Virginia, and it was a skiing town.
Yeah.
But Virginia doesn't get a lot of snow. Usually it kind of stops at the mountains. But snow was not a big thing, so the whole state is not very well equipped for it, which was part of
Did you grow up in Virginia? Is that why you went there?
Okay. Yeah. I grew up in an even less snowy part of it. And 1 year... we got a snowstorm that just dumped like 6 feet of snow.
Whoa.
On this college mountain town that was not equipped to deal with it. And so everybody was pretty much, they had to cancel classes. Everybody was snowed into their terrible off-campus housing little communities. And what was super intense was not only were we all snowed in for this long and like they didn't clear the roads. Like, I mean, I guess main roads were cleared, but nobody lives on main roads in that kind of a town. Not only were we snowed in, it was at the end of it, after we had all been stuck for a few days, it ended with a terrible rainstorm.
Ooh.
And since there was all of this snow still everywhere, the rain melted the snow. So what would have been dumping, I don't know, I'm bad with this kind of stuff, but like 6 inches,
10 pounds
6
of water.
inches of water,
Yeah.
like it compounded onto that. So not only was I was snowed in at my boyfriend at the time's place, which so I was stuck in the home of a college boy.
Ew.
Yeah.
So smelly.
Yeah. So when I finally made it home to my little basement apartment with my 3 roommates, and we all came back, we all got snowed in at different places.
Okay.
And we made it back, and we were like, finally, it's all over. And then this downpour happened, and we woke up to like 2 feet of water all over our apartment.
No.
Yeah, it came up, maybe not 2 feet, but it must have been like, it came up right above the electrical sockets.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so my roommates were like getting electrocuted, and
What do you mean they were getting electrocuted?
Well, I woke up to the sound of splashing in the apartment. I thought somebody was really aggressively washing dishes, and I was like, oh, God, Karen's washing dishes again. Her name actually was Karen.
Oh, Karen.
And
she just missed it from being snowed in.
Yeah,
wherever
right?
she was.
And so I put my feet down off the bed and splashed.
Ew, gross.
And then I realized that everybody in the house was like running around. That was the splashing, and also from time to time being like, and I've mentioned that to people before, and they're like, that's not possible. And I was like, there was some kind of electricity going through parts of that water. It clearly wasn't like flood,
fully?
Going all over everywhere, but they were my roommates.
Look, I know nothing about science, so I'm just going to believe you.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I have no reason not to believe you.
So then we had to move out again because our place was all flooded and it was like moldy, and they had to pull up all the carpets and everything. So for us, and probably anybody else in a basement apartment in that town, what had been like a 4-day problem for everybody else became like a month long at least. And I lost, like, so much of my stuff was destroyed, like that vinyl album, the cardboard cases, and books, my old yearbooks, anything on a bottom shelf basically was wrecked.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So I'm still a little jumpy about hard rain, which is the only kind we get here in LA.
That's true, but hopefully you don't live in a basement apartment anymore.
I don't, and I never will because of that. Because it was too kind of traumatizing. But for the snow part,
yes,
as I said, I was stuck at my boyfriend's place. Right. All 4 of my roommates. I want to say that it was like right coming out of Christmas break, because I think not everybody was back in town.
Oh, okay.
But all my roommates, I had gone over to my boyfriend's place, and they had gone to a party at some friends of ours, one of those, a big house with a bunch of college kids, and ended up staying over there because the snow had started. So they were stuck there. I was stuck at this guy's house, and he lived in one of those off-campus housing townhouses that's like a 2-bedroom apartment downstairs and a 2-bedroom apartment upstairs, basically, with like a shared kitchen. And he and another guy lived downstairs. His roommate was not around. And 2 girls lived upstairs, and only one of them was around, and she was there with her boyfriend. Now, my boyfriend was a college boy.
Yeah.
And as you indicated, that's disgusting.
Right.
Yeah. He lives like a gross person.
Right.
So pretty much all we had to eat the whole time was powdered hummus. He really liked hummus.
Wait a second.
Powdered? Those little powdered packets of hummus. You just add water and it's hummus.
I think I've made that.
Yeah.
I think I've made that.
It's pleasant if it's just
not terrible.
Like a one-time thing.
Right.
But
no, you don't want to live off of powdered hummus.
And he would jazz it up with real chickpeas in it and some other stuff.
Jazz it up with the actual ingredients you're supposed to use.
Yeah. So at first it was like, well, hey, we're camping out inside. This is fun and rustic.
It's romantic.
Yeah, and after a couple days, I was like, oh my God. And also, the girl who lived upstairs, like because they lived in the same house as these 2 dudes, if anybody would have called these guys disgusting, it was those girls who lived upstairs.
Yes.
They were like, they are the grossest of the gross.
Oh.
So they were like, your boyfriend. So the one who was home with her boyfriend up there, I never saw them like once. But
in 4 days?
Yeah, there was two girls upstairs, and one was like a friend of mine, and the other one was kind of shy and like not really well, and the shy one was the one who was home.
Okay.
So she was kind of like, they were off doing their own thing.
Okay.
But also, she had lived with these guys for half a year and was not a fan at this point. And so from time to time, she would like yell down like, "You stink." Like, you have to clean up whatever that is. You stink. And I would be like, oh my God, does my nose not work? And I can't tell. They were like,
you had become one with the organism.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, oh no, does he smell worse than I know? And I smell as bad now?
Yes. You're
days. And it was getting worse and worse. And she would be like, it's so disgusting. We cannot stand it. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And it turned out at the beginning of this snowstorm, she had sat on her couch and there was a mouse under the cushion.
Oh God.
She had crushed a mouse to death in the couch and it was rotting there.
Wait, and I'm sorry, was that downstairs or upstairs?
That was upstairs.
So that's what she was smelling.
That's what she was smelling, but
blaming it on you.
On my boyfriend, to be fair. But I mean, I did feel a little acute, like,
of course.
Why are you okay with this rot smell that you're dating?
She's like taking 20 showers a day.
Yeah, and he did. He was like, what's the matter with me? And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's better. And yeah, it turned out that that was how highly she thought of him. She wasn't like, I should investigate. Maybe there's something else going on here. She was like, nope, dead mouse. That is what he smells like.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how did she finally figure it out?
I think like when her other roommate got home, they like cleaned up. She lifted up the couch and was like, oh, there's a dead mouse here. Because when the other roommate came home, she was like, wow, this is really bad. We have to clean up. Maybe you
find
spilled
where the
something.
smell is.
Maybe there's something else going on.
And you couldn't smell it from downstairs.
Couldn't smell it at all.
Oh, thank God.
But I mean, I was right next to this disgusting boy. So
they covered it and masked it.
But yeah, didn't notice it.
At least they came down and explained.
I think I had to hear it through the grapevine later.
God.
Like,
you heard it through the vents.
Did you hear it? Turned out that was a dead mouse.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Now who's disgusting?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't use any names.
Yeah.
But
yeah, why is there a mouse crawling through your... So gross.
I mean, I'm sure she blamed the boys on that. I'm sure she was like,
they went up high. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a wild time. And the other friends who stayed over at this other house, one of them ended up falling in love with one of those guys, and then he didn't love her, and then that was a weird time where they were like stuck there, where she had just instantly fallen in love.
Okay, wait, that's a little much.
It's college, but it is.
Wait, did they sleep together, and that's why she? Oh, got it. Okay,
so,
okay.
yes.
It wasn't just like she laid eyes on him.
No, she wasn't just like
silly.
Over this coffee. Suddenly, I want to mate with you. No, she was like, wow, we've had this magical Snowden experience together, and clearly it's going someplace. And he's like, clearly, I thought you were going home after
I
this.
didn't realize there would be an act of God that would keep us together. And I'm not all. So now that brings me to: did you and your boyfriend drive each other crazy being together for 4 days straight?
I don't remember being driven crazy by him then. He drove me crazy all the time.
Oh, okay.
He was you're young, you're trying different people out.
Yeah.
And you're like, what fits with me? And he was very energetic. We watched a lot of movies.
Okay.
He had a lot of DVDs and just a lot of hummus, powdered beans.
So did you quickly break up with him and...
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later... Oof.
Slept with the boyfriend?
No. We broke up. I was like, yeah, this is too much. That we did break up pretty soon after that. I was like, this has been too much. And then he showed up at my house with a little boom box.
Oh no!
Oh boy! He slid into the house with the boom box, pressed play.
No,
it was "I Want You Back" by the Jackson 5, and he break danced. What's the past tense of
broke dance?
Brokes. He served. Thank you. Yeah. A routine, and I was still not interested, and that makes it really difficult because at the end of that scene, I'm supposed to be like, yes, but instead I had to be like, wow.
Okay.
Well,
so many questions. First of all, what year of college was this?
This was my sophomore year, and I was younger than everybody, so I think I was like. I was 17 or 18.
But he was
19 or 20, yeah.
Okay, that's too old to be pulling that crap.
He was a big time break dancer, yeah.
Oh my God.
Cardboard?
Was he in like Break Into Electric Boogaloo?
No, but he did start a breakdance club at the school.
Oh my God, this gets better.
No
cardboard?
So that had to be like rug. I mean, obviously he was in a full Adidas tracksuit, so he had some.
It seems like
padding.
It seems like he
had one, but I don't think he was wearing it at that time.
You seem very young to me.
Yeah, I know.
This seems way past the point where breakdancing is legitimately cool anymore.
Oh, well,
I don't know. I don't see.
No.
Maybe in Virginia it lasts longer.
Oh yeah, well I'm from Ohio, and so
you would know.
I know that things are cooler longer because they haven't caught up with the coasts yet.
Yeah, I mean it definitely wasn't like people weren't like, this is our favorite thing about him, you know?
So what did you do when he, I'm assuming, ended by striking the pose with his hand on his head and his shoulder his elbow on the ground?
Yes.
So what did you say?
I think one of my other roommates quietly left the room. It was in the living room. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's get out of here.
Before or after the dancing?
After.
Yeah, because you'd have to stay and watch.
Well, and also it was really fast. He wasn't like, he didn't come in and go like, hey, if it's okay, can I have a few minutes of your time? No, it was just like, boom, hey, da 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 da.
Dancing at you without consent.
Yeah.
And it also was kind of a bummer because like that is, you know, you imagine that that's the dream
of a rom-com.
Yeah. Having something like that happen, and you're going to be like, yes, but it was like, no, this is not the circumstances that I envisioned any kind of gesture like this happening.
No.
So I was just like, thank you. I can't remember how I got out of this situation, but I do remember I didn't go much further than thank you as far as leaning into it. It was just like, I'm still not interested. This is not going to work out. You know, he's a nice guy. He was, sure.
No, I'm sure he was. He made someone, he found his...
He broke dance his way into someone's heart.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
He found the olive oil to his garbanzo bean at some point.
At least the tahini.
At least the tahini.
And some...
I like lemon juice.
I was about to say some fresh lemon juice.
Yeah, you got to put lemon in it.
It is cool that I have had that experience in my life.
100%.
You know,
absolutely.
Even though I was like, and now I will need to peel my skin off and wash it for the awkwardness that I'm feeling from having to say no to this.
Oh God, it's so awful. But I feel for him too, because that's really putting yourself out there. Oh geez.
Yeah. At least he had clothes on. He was also known for showing up to parties naked, holding an accordion to cover.
Wait, you just buried the lead. Wait, what? He showed up.
Back up.
Showed up naked.
Yeah, you know, college parties. A lot of times there's
naked?
he would kind of party hop. You know, parties in college have like that naked guy who's
like a goof.
A lot. Yes.
With an accordion.
So he, you know, for a little bit of modesty.
Could he play said accordion?
No.
Okay.
No, he could not.
He just had a prop accordion
it would
cover.
It would just cover up his parts.
How did he win you over in the first place? This seems very challenging.
I had you know, you don't develop good choices and decision-making skills until later in life sometimes. I had a very late night radio show. I had a college radio show that was like 3 to 6 a.m.
Wow.
And he would still be up and listening to it.
Oh, and he was a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he was a fan. And I think for a while I also had a midnight to 3. And that I do remember him having like a pizza delivered to me at one point.
Oh, that's romantic.
Yeah. With no cheese on it even, you know.
Because you were vegan.
I was vegan. But I ate so many cheeseless pizzas and yuck.
I take it you're no longer a vegan.
No, but even now, I feel like vegans now, like, they don't just order...
But they don't just order the thing
Papa
without
John's
the thing.
without cheese on it.
Right.
And that was what I lived off of in college, stuff like that. But yeah, so... He would do that, and he did do a lot of like weird little gestures. Like he would show up on one of his little teeny tiny bikes. He had a teeny tiny bike with like a flower, and it'd be like, "What? Oh my gosh, this is so crazy!"
Yeah, it's kind of like a movie, but then when you're living it, it's kind of horrible.
Yeah. And it's like I can't devote all this time to thanking you for these gestures when I'm trying to finish my paper or trying to squeeze out my old high school yearbooks.
Oh my God. Well, Eliza, that was an amazing story. Wow. So many. once again,
so many twists and turns.
Twists and turns. We say that, but this really was a lot of twists and turns. There was a dead mouse. Mm-hmm. There was an accordion on a naked guy.
I was not seeing that coming.
The breakdancing was a thrill ride.
Oh, I thought the mouse was going to be
the pinnacle, right?
The highlight, but then wham bam,
unwanted, unsolicited breakdancing.
That was a real gem.
Thank you so much.
It was a great story.
And we're going to listen to your podcast. And
do we have any idea when is the podcast out yet?
It's coming out this week, so I don't know when this is.
Yay!
So it should be out.
We'll put it on our socials, and we can retweet you and put it in our newsletter. And we hope everybody will listen to it. And I'm really excited to listen to it because I love the library.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Of course. We will be right back with what did we learn today?
Want to teach your kids financial literacy, but not sure where to start? Greenlight can help. With Greenlight, parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and saving, while kids and teens use a card of their own to build money confidence. As a parent, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and more. It's a convenient way to run your household, customized to your family's needs, and the easy way to raise financially smart kids. Get started with Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/Wondery.
This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. Why doesn't eHarmony allow copy and paste in first messages? Because you are unique, and your conversations should reflect that. eHarmony wants you to find someone who will get you. How are you going to know who gets you if people send you the same generic conversation starters they message everyone else? Conversations that actually help you get to know each other. Imagine that. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today.
Chris.
Yes.
Are you ready to learn what we learned today?
I always am.
Ain't no party like a canned booze party. We're going to find that out soon.
Yeah, I know it.
The final installment in the Magic Mike saga is called Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Oh.
So he's not coming back, Chris. This is our last opportunity.
When people say it's their final tour, it always is. Mm-hmm. So I know this is true.
So it must be the last dance, yeah. Okay. Check Noah so you can Noah. Good one, Garen. It's a thin line between fashionista and elderly Midwest housewife. Don't we know it?
Oh, God, I know it.
Mittens over gloves.
Every time.
Keep a blanket in your car in case of blizzard or fire tornado.
Or on your car because it gets cold.
Oh, it's so chilly.
My car's so cold.
Rats are stupid.
No doubt about it.
Stay in your car if you are trapped in a blizzard. Mm-hmm. Your phone won't save you.
No.
And non-consensual dancing at someone is not okay. It is a violation.
The more you learn.
But at least you get a story out of it.
I loved our episode.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
I love you guys.
I love you too.
Guys, this has been great. And I love our listeners. And you guys check us out on Patreon. Sign up for our newsletter. Go to our website. Like and subscribe. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, and you really get a lot more episode just in the regular episodes on Patreon because we cut a lot of filler out. It's not filler, it's fun, but
never stop talking.
We are blabbermouths. So yeah, do that, and then soon we'll have an extra episode.
Yeah.
And you get 10% off merch.
Oh, who doesn't love a merch discount?
I love a merch discount. You know. Oh, and vote on Chris's dog sweater.
I'm going to put a poll up as soon as I figure out how to do a poll.
I see people do that on Twitter, so obviously there's a simple way to do it.
I can figure it out.
You can figure it out. So it's yes and no, and I assume you will post a picture of this sweater.
I'm going to post a picture of the sweater.
Okay.
So I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to put it up, and everybody can decide.
And by then, it will be sold.
And by then, someone else will have bought it from Poshmark.
All right. Well, this has been a blast.
Yeah.
We will see you sooner than later.
Next week.
That's right. And remember, remain calm.